I don't know where the energy in this room is. It's not in a good place, and for the first time in like a week, that's not because of me. So we got a full boat today.
You're not off the hook.
Off the hook for what? I'm off the hook.
You're not off the hook. Big Ev's got a lot of gripes.
Big Ev does?
Oh, yeah.
What, you have a shitty gambling weekend you want to blame me too?
It's not gambling. You cost me a national championship.
Jesus
You cost me a
Christ.
Big Ten championship.
Me too.
Right now, I want you to
Wait a
say
minute, how
yes or
did
no.
I would
Yes or no. Do you believe in gambling karma? Say yes or no.
No.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't believe it to this extent. I didn't cause his fat-ass team to lose.
That was no
That
reason
was
for
uncalled
that
for.
was uncalled for.
Wait
fat.
a minute. You guys are bringing the energy.
That was uncalled for, fat. That was uncalled for.
That was
fat.
that was crazy.
You're going to start this by saying that I'm the fault that Ohio State got their ass kicked on Saturday?
Because
Yes.
of Dave, like that. The fact you don't believe the karma.
trickle down,
This is old.
trickle
This is
down
old. This
effect
is old.
of
This
your
is old.
actions.
This
It's
is
not
old.
old.
Yeah, this is old. This
You
is
gotta
not.
believe-
This
It
is
went
not
a week.
interesting. This is
It
not.
lasted for a full week.
I'm telling you, it's interesting.
This is not interesting.
It's not interesting because it's
The
against
vibes, energy,
Do you
everything.
realize that Ole Miss, Michigan, and the Patriots won this weekend? You think that's a coincidence?
in dominating
Patriots
fashion.
are good. Michigan's good.
dominant
Ole
fashion.
Miss is
Three?
good.
Ole Miss
you-
is good.
You said they all stunk besides the
Yeah,
Patriots.
you did.
Yeah, well, I was acting a little bit low miss. I thought we were better than them. We were going to beat them. I was wrong. I thought Ohio State was going to beat Michigan. I was wrong, and the Patriots are just good.
You gotta believe in it. I would have been fine if you said
I believe in gambling karma to an extent. I don't believe that something that happened in a New Jersey house last Saturday affected Ohio State getting their fucking titties ripped open on Saturday. Well, I didn't. How do I? How am I tied to Big Ev? I never did anything to Big Ev.
Our defensive linemen's feet were just magically in sludge.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
I never did anything to
I
you.
thought he would have.
but it's
sympathy
not
for
me.
You.
I was the martyr
You got a
for
ricochet,
Dave.
ricochet shot.
All right.
I was
well,
the martyr for Dave's energy.
Can we just?
and then
not,
I got my
Can we
titties
focus
ripped
on
off.
something a little bit different right now? Rico's got a bat.
Yeah.
He
I
doesn't
got
have
to change
that.
up my
That's true.
vibes. I'm down.
Good
Ohio
team.
State lost.
Middle comeback.
I know, yeah. Fucking Devil Dogs.
Rico's
7.5 to 1.
got a bat. Do you have a bat because Jeff Nadeau might be coming in at some point?
It's good vibes. Change it up. You ever seen A Few Good Men? I think better with my bat.
No.
The movie came out in 1992.
You probably didn't see it.
I saw it. You can't handle the truth.
What
Tom
were you,
Cruise, Jack Nicholson.
Oh, that's from that movie.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Don't want to mention Demi Moore? Yeah, you wouldn't. She was great in the movie.
What were you saying about the ha-ha stuff? What's that mean?
No aha stuff.
He is scared. He's Rico Bosco
pop-up
is
body
nothing
like,
if not a coward.
Oh.
He is scared that I have made a secret deal to bring Jeff Nadeau in during this show. I have not.
Well, to be honest, it would be like you'd have to put not you like for someone that like still wanted to work here and all that would have to put thought in to go to a show like this and like in the day before. But obviously he's not.
Well, no. In fairness, if we're being really fair, last Monday he did DM me and say, "Hey, I'm going to be there Monday. Do you want me for Pick Central?" And I was still like all 6s and 7s. I was like, let me see if I'm going to be there next Monday first. And then that's the
A week in advance.
and that's the last conversation I had with him. So he did reach out.
Well, you can reach out again. That's just a smart thing to do.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not saying he's
I
smart.
just never. But he's going to be here for the.
If he wanted to find his way on the show, he doesn't need anybody here's approval.
Yeah.
He could find a way on this show.
True.
I would agree with that. Yeah. And to my knowledge, I don't know that he is or is not doing that. I haven't talked to him. So luckily, Rico's got a bat because apparently it's going to be war if you see him.
I think better with my bat.
You've never ever brought a bat in here.
Tom Cruise, if you can.
You don't know gambling karma. You cost me the Big Ten championship.
You're not an Ohio State fan.
I was this year. Next year it'll be a different team.
Okay, all right. I am the cause of the downfall of Western civilization because I moved my left arm during Dave's bet last week. Is that
Among other things.
I can't believe you're stubbling down.
stubbling down?
Doubling down. Stop.
I'm not doubling down.
Yes, you did. You said you moved your left arm.
I
Say
laid down last week to Dave. I laid on the sword. It's fine, but
Just
I
say
didn't
it.
do anything to fucking Big Ev.
It's not that you did it to me directly.
It was a
I
ricochet.
was the effect of your cause.
Your team was soft and got their ass kicked. Your team had
it's karma.
No, it's not karma. It's
Dave,
football.
I thought he'd have sympathy for you.
Why?
I thought a little bit.
I thought a little.
It's not me. Like if somehow in another universe, Michigan was a rival with a
My team got embarrassed too. Why would I have
Duke and say Marty was a big Duke football fan and say in this alternate universe Duke was a football powerhouse? It could happen to him. You get what I'm going at?
Your team is soft.
I mean, let's not. Now we're really getting crazy.
No, they
We got ran over. That's true.
correct. Your team got beat up by a physical team. That has nothing to do with anybody's gambling karma in the world. That has to do with a recruiting
That
soft
was like
defensive line.
that was life karma.
Yeah, would you say they got a mastectomy? Got their titties ripped open?
Yes,
Yes.
that's what I mean. They just got exposed for.
They ran it down our throats.
They ran it down your throats. Their offensive line dominated you, and I don't know that any gambler in America is going to be able to save you in that point. And hell, my team got embarrassed, not at the level that yours did because we weren't playing as big of a game because we're not as good a program. But fuck, I had to sit here and watch him celebrate and his titties jiggle all night.
They were jiggling.
That's way easier to handle. In my defense,
Not really.
Always. I'd rather Mincy.
Mincy doesn't
next
cut
to
your
me
checks.
than Dave next to me.
But Dave wasn't next to him.
It's
but
worse.
that made it worse.
No, it didn't. It would have
A
been
little
much.
bit. No,
Are you kidding?
I
it
even
would have
said
been
it.
much worse
I
if
think
Dave.
Ohio State wins if Dave.
I said on the stream, I wish he was here because I didn't have my edge.
If Dave had
I
been
needed
sitting next
that,
to you
like-
during that game,
I wish he was.
no, you
Genuinely, yes, I said it before. I'm saying it after.
It's over after that. He had to wait.
Because now I had to sit
all
through this whole day,
Sunday.
and then I had to wait till he comes over with that shit-eating grin at
Have
my
you gotten
desk.
it yet?
Yeah.
It was very fun.
He sat next to me for 20 minutes and just eviscerated my entire life.
20,
Yeah.
dude. It
Oh,
wasn't even like he sat
With
down.
he came over and sat in a own seat and just shit down my throat
He
for
has
about 20 minutes.
never sat down over there.
I think
No.
the Mets got Scherzer, by the way.
What?
Has it happened?
I just got a text that said boom.
Yep. Bleacher Report.
We knew it was happening
3
since
year
last
130.
I didn't. I thought the longer it went, they were stringing them along.
3-year 130. That's about what? That's 40,
44.
44 million a year.
43.
See, I
How
was
old is he?
never-
37?
37.
43 and
In
change.
3 years, they're going to be paying a 40-year-old $43 million.
Well, they're paying a
Doesn't
60-year-old $1 million a year until
about this year.
2025.
It doesn't matter. That's the Mets.
And it's more even. It's not even if he stinks, which I don't think is gonna happen. But say he does stink. It's just about the difference in Wilpon to.
I don't think so.
It's that you're willing
guys,
to go
if he
spend
stinks-
that money.
If he stinks for that money, it's going to be a bigger embarrassment.
The only way Max Scherzer does not live up to that contract if its arm literally falls off.
Yeah, but the difference was that the Wilpons wouldn't spend.
That's
These
what I'm
guys
saying.
spending is a big deal.
Right.
It's such a difference. Like they're spending like the Yankees spend, which is what they've wanted literally
I agree.
as long as they've existed.
And for right now, that's enough. But if we get into June and he has 2 wins and he's not been very good, which I don't think that will happen, but then it will be, well, why did we spend all this fucking money?
I would say if he gets one good year out of him, it's worth it.
Let me tell you, the Mets.
One good season.
If DeGrom, Scherzer, DeGrom
Oh my
is
God.
one of it would make
disgusting.
would make me hard for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, but they gotta. They're gonna be able to
DeGrom
play
has
both
to be
of them?
healthy,
Right.
first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like you can't do what ifs. You get Scherzer, and the Mets don't do that, and like they got fucking Max Scherzer.
I think them signing Starling Martin is
that was
Huge.
like
somewhat of a
Marte,
bigger.
huge.
I liked Canna, too,
Starling
from
Martin.
the A's.
Yeah.
Eduardo
I have-
Escobar is a stud.
Yep.
I
I'm
have
telling
two-
you,
Well, I think
that guy's
Canna,
a
I don't know if
stud.
they've signed him yet, but he's.
I may
He's there.
denounce
Canna's got
my
signed, too?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
fan of a Yankee if they don't.
Oh no,
sign Corey
Yankees won't
Seager.
get if they don't sign anybody, they won't get nearly as much support from me this year.
No. If they sign nobody, I'm out. I won't watch a game. I really
Like if
won't.
we just sit here and just
You
don't
won't watch a
spend,
game.
If they don't sign anybody, I won't watch a
Well,
game.
who are you in the
promise.
who are you in the looks for?
Seager.
need a
Corey
big
Seager
shortstop.
or
You got to make a move.
Corey
Need a big shortstop.
Seager needs
You
to
want
be on the
to
team.
you want to trade for Didi?
No, and did you see
The
the
big
like
Yankees?
clubhouse
Didi, but
guy.
Yankees were looking at fucking Simmons. I'll kill myself. if
I
they
was like,
fucking
I
get
tried.
that.
I try not
Ben?
to let my.
He's
He's
gonna
not
try
a bad
baseball
player. I
now?
try not to let myself get crazy over just looking at a guy. But if Simmons was like the move, the Yankees are dead.
Andrelton
Okay,
Simmons.
all right. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know Andrelton Simmons was still playing.
That's like
He's like a good glove. He
That's
can't
like-
hit.
Yeah,
What's
what was he?
his-
Twins?
that's like David Eckstein still
think so.
playing.
Hey, David Eckstein's a World Series MVP.
I feel like they were playing together.
Mickey Morandini still kicking around somebody's.
Hey, he's a
somebody's
Philly
system.
legend.
If you like what I said with the Yankees, like this is the year that they needed to be like first day offer $300 million to someone. I don't even give a fuck. Just be the Yankees for a second. Now the Mets are doing it.
But
it's a joke.
Can I ask you? But like, they've done that before. They've gone out and invested that money. They went out and got Stanton. They haven't won shit since they went and paid all that money for Stanton. What if a different approach is the right approach?
But it's not though because we didn't sign anyone last year. We just got DJ back. Like we didn't do anything really. And we signed people
Well,
at the
I
deadline.
mean, you traded
but
for Gallo.
No, the deadline.
The
We did. I'm
deadline
saying.
we did,
I'm saying in the
And
beginning.
then somebody else, right? Gallo?
Rizzo.
I'm saying we didn't do anything in the off season where it's like when and the thing is though, this one makes sense. Like we need a shortstop. We don't have a shortstop.
Rizzo will be back on the team, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
What about the little kid who had some moxie?
Yeah, the little kid.
Velasquez?
Yeah.
He's already gone. He's
Oh,
not
he's
on the team
already
anymore.
gone.
Yeah.
Was he like a New
I like
York
him.
like
I like
little
him.
league
I'm
player?
pretty sure he's on the A's
He
now.
literally grew up like outside of Yankee Stadium, but
All right.
I liked him. But
Yeah, he's
I
gone.
let it devolve into Yankees talk when it probably shouldn't have. Congratulations to you, though.
I was waiting, guys.
Duke's
Thank
gonna
you.
win national
I
championship.
mean,
That,
Duke-
that was an awesome game Friday. That was awesome.
They're gonna win national
we had a
Paolo's like the
podcast
best college player I've
yesterday.
ever seen.
Yeah.
we had a podcast yesterday.
Is he still pretending to be a Duke fan?
He's
Hold
a
on.
little bit.
I've been a Duke fan double as long as you have.
Not double. You're not that.
I took a break last year and
can't-
during the
I never
Paulus
took a-
years because he was
How do you
a
get to
puke
take
face.
breaks?
Yeah, I never took.
He was a
break.
puke face. Paulus, I knew they went. That actually should just show how smart I am.
But you can't take breaks from being a fan of a team.
Thank
Greg
you.
Paulus is a walking
Thank you,
turnover. I
Brandon.
fucking
That's
hate
fine,
him.
but you cannot take breaks for being a fan of a team. That's not how
Thank you.
fandom works.
All
But
right.
listen, what I've said this, like I knew I was biased, but UCLA I said isn't that good. They got blown the fuck out by Gonzaga. Duke actually matches up well. When Timmy plays a bigger guy, he tries to play more aggressive, and that's why he's in foul trouble. I don't like when people do the excuse, well, Gonzaga's in foul trouble. They were in foul trouble because of the way Duke played them. You know what I mean? But and I'm not, and I do a shtick against Gonzaga, yeah. But like Gonzaga's fucking amazing, but Duke is the #1 team in the country right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you
that
watch the
there's-
game?
Did I watch the game? I know the final score was 84-81.
That's
I
fine.
didn't watch a second of the game.
It was an amazing
was
game.
unbelievable.
It was
It
like
was late
college
for
basketball.
casual fans,
It
but
was-
it was a good game for you.
I was Friday after
Fast-paced.
Thanksgiving's a big day for my family. I was long gone.
the biggest thing that I got away from it was that Paolo scored 20 in the first half, and then had cramps in the second and scored 1 point in the second half, and that's when I know Duke is that good if it's not just Paolo.
yeah.
And Trevor Keels had 4 points. Like Wendell Moore's good. Like the Duke's fucking unbelievable.
It was a game. Watching it, I sat there. I watched the whole game, and I was like, I couldn't imagine these aren't the two best teams in the country.
and
It was hard for me to imagine that there's another team as good as
You
the
need
two
to
of
see
them.
Purdue against a real team.
Maybe Purdue. Purdue is
You
very
need to
good.
see them against
Purdue's
a real
really
team.
good.
I'm
I'll
putting
give
this
them,
out there now. Duke has a huge letdown game tomorrow against Ohio State.
100%.
At Ohio State, like a true road game.
You know what Ken Palm has predicted as
but
the
I still
score?
think they're gonna beat
What?
them.
Utah State. Oh, sorry, Ohio State by 1.
Do you know what Ken Palm had Gonzaga
No,
score?
I get
do you
it,
know what-
but
do you
he's
know what
usually-
Gonzaga,
Usually pretty
I've
good.
watched both. I've watched all Ohio State's games. I've watched a few of Duke's games. I struggle to see how we stay
it's
in
just
the game.
being. I know you're Ohio
Just
State's
honest.
it's not like a crazy.
Like I
place to
think
play.
we're like a solid team. Like I think we're like a 20-30 type team.
It'll be close.
We're also missing two. We're missing Sewing and Seth Downs right now, which is I can see the effect on us. But
So we got a lot of college and pro football to talk about. First, though, Cyber Mondays tonight, the telethon at starting at 7 Eastern time. It'll be. I got to be honest. I don't know exactly every plan that they've got over there. I know there's some sort of booth. There's a lot of building over there. A lot of projects going on right now. So it's going to take up a lot of space. Rico, you going to carry your bat around? Are you going to be in the building when the other guy's here?
I have an office.
When did you get an office?
I mean, I have a room, yeah.
You're going to have your own room?
Part of my deal was never to be on a stream with that person, so yeah.
You're such a coward that you're going to get your own room because another
What is your-
human being's here?
I showed you my evidence. Goes against everything I do morally. You should too.
What a pussy.
You have a
God
daughter.
damn.
All right.
Oh man.
Keep doing your news dumps.
That
Sunday, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that was something. That was
was
something.
no, that was the public one. What time when did I text you?
He texted me Saturday at like 11 a.m.
Yeah, I did. First thing Saturday morning, I texted him. I'm like, man, listen, I watched that back and I apologize. I just didn't like the way I acted. Sometimes you get on these
Oh
streams.
no, you definitely said some fucked up things.
yeah, you get on these streams and
I don't know if
I went too far, huh? What?
I don't know if anybody said anything that to each other.
I didn't think it. The truth of it
I say
is,
it to
I
you?
told him it was unnecessary.
You think I say something that bad to you?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I told Brandon it was nice of him to do that, but I
Yeah.
thought it was unnecessary. Look, Egg Bowl, man, it's brought the worst out of Mississippi State and Ole Miss fans for
That's
years
exactly.
and years.
This is exactly why I'd rather Mincy next to me than Dave.
Yeah, But I mean,
he's just a nice person.
But no, but the Egg Bowl, that's what it is. I mean, when I grabbed that cowbell before the half, I knew it was coming.
Yeah, but the problem is, I wish Mintz was an asshole. I wish he was a dickhead. I wish, like me and you go on stream, Marty. You'll be an asshole to me, and I can be an asshole to you. He won't be an asshole, so it's just me out there being an asshole by myself, and you feel like a fucking. And then you go too far, and I apologize for that.
It's okay.
And it wasn't a news dump. I threw it out there. Sure. 11 o'clock, by the way. 10:42 is not that late. It's Sunday Night Football still on. Speaking of football,
Yes.
how you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah, I feel like you're one of those fans that's happy the Eagles finally embarrassed themselves and lost.
No, I'm not happy. I wanted them to win, but as we said on this program a week and a half ago, we knew exactly what was going to happen. Exactly. The three of us here said the Giants are going to win and the Eagles are going to have a letdown game.
The Giants only win when you don't expect them to win. They only win when they're 3 to 4 point underdogs at home. That's the only time they win.
And the Eagles still should have won.
Raiders, Panthers, when they were still rolling, that's when we win.
Twitter is also exhausting. Like, I put up the graphic yesterday saying the NFC East is the best division in football. Like, we're all in the hunt. Yeah. And every tweet's like, dude, every division's in the hunt. I'm like, that's the fucking point.
Yeah.
Obviously, dude. We're all 4 and 7.
That's what me and Marty were joking. We're like, we win this game. Like, we're on the graphic. Yeah. I realized they posted the graphic last night on Sunday Night Football. It was literally every team but 2.
Yeah, every team but 2.
Well, you can't really play that card when you put out stuff in the past that is legitimately dumb and people don't think that you're kidding.
I know.
And
but
then
the
you
thing
put out
is,
something that you're kidding.
But I've been like my Twitter is trolling at all times. It really is. Like I know I'd say, but my dumb shit that hurts me. I understand that, but it's like that one's pretty obvious, man. Look at the graphic.
Eagles are beating the Jets by 40 this week. The line's 7. Hop on it now.
What round did the Eagles pick Jalen Reagor in?
First round. I think 21st pick overall. 22nd pick, Justin Jefferson.
Yep.
I almost tweeted that at you, but I decided
they know.
I know. I have spent more time on our Philly podcast, first time, long time, talking about Justin Jefferson than any individual Philadelphia sports player.
Was there also a receiver of the year that DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown came out in the second round? Who was
J.J.
that?
Arcega-Whiteside.
Okay,
he had a
right.
block in the back this week. Only time mentioned. That one, I mean, yeah, that's egregious, but like other teams passed up on DK Metcalf. We could have Terry McLaurin as well, A.J. Brown. But the Justin Jefferson one is so bad because the Vikings were literally laughing at the Eagles when they picked Jalen Reagor. Not only that, Justin Jefferson was just such the obvious
college.
pick.
I mean, look how good he was.
He was just such the obvious pick. Like, why are you trying to outsmart anybody? And now you're seeing the devolution of what happened.
So we'll get to more NFL. How many ads we got? One?
We got Uno. Let's go ahead and hit it. Guys, work attire has changed. You don't have to wear stuffy, uncomfortable clothes anymore.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hey, Cuts Clothing has reimagined work clothes by elevating classic T-shirts, something you can wear on any occasion, from a formal business meeting to a casual night out. Everyone loves Cuts Clothing. Elite athletes, entrepreneurs, and recording artists all are wearing what GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. Why waste time wondering what to wear for all your holiday events when Cuts has you covered, so you can look your best this season and every season after. Cuts also has your holiday shopping covered with a ton of new products and special site-exclusive offers every day in December. Plus, you get 15% off site-wide at cutsclothing.com/picks. That's CUTS clothing.com/picks to get 15% off. Plus, can't miss daily deals at Cuts Clothing.
What's your sweatshirt, Smitty? Is that one of our gambling sweatshirts?
Yes, this is the Barstool Philly make a bet during the Eagles-Cowboys game. If the Eagles win, you get this sweatshirt. So if we can go back in time and you could place that bet and the Eagles could actually win, you would get this sweatshirt.
But you got it.
It's just
Yes,
taunting
right. Dick
people.
Ronan, I got it. Yes. We'll re-release it at some point, hopefully.
Yeah, it'll get out there. And plus, 20% off the Barstool Sports store. Everything you can buy, including Marty went ahead and wore a mixtape shirt today.
It's the mixtape
They
had the
have a
best
fire
merch.
sweatshirt.
They had the best merch. I love mixtape.
At least he's wearing Barstool merch.
That's true. That's true.
Mm-hmm. I mean, geez, you're stealing more
Only
money
one?
from this company than anybody.
That is true.
How am I stealing more money than this
Bonus money, Brandon, just cashing in $10K. You're about
That's
to get
not-
another K.
I heard something this weekend
What?
about that contest.
What?
That Big Cat went onto the app and saw that he was playing you and he didn't even know.
No, that's not true. I mean, that's not true.
Did he say that, Rico?
I had the same meetings with all of you guys before.
Rico, did he say that? I'm not just trying to make it up.
Okay, well, he I don't know what he was talking about, but we all talked about our line. Did you guys Every time I had you, did I not tell you? And
I was only once, and you told me. I'm relaying what I heard yesterday.
I never got invited, but I can understand how I got relegated.
Wait a second. You didn't get invited
Never.
to the college football
I wanted
competition?
I wanted the rivalry weekend one.
It's almost like the entire thing was
I mean,
Oh,
I can understand
was
how I
handled
got
with kid gloves.
I can
Oh, wow.
understand.
Okay, so
I can see how I got relegated.
having
Look at my record.
Rico
I won.
twice and having Marty once is that kids' gloves? You're insulting them.
I won.
Once.
I split.
Yeah.
I just wanted to do rivalry.
Oh, he's gonna get more money now.
Look at here. I mean, well, Smitty's doing his joke. This isn't my fault. I went 6-0 yesterday on NFL Sunday.
You went 6-0 and you went what? 7-0 3 days ago?
I've had 3 6-0 days in the last 2 weeks.
That's insane.
I mean, that
That's
you deserve to
insane.
win.
That's
If that
insane.
happens, you deserve to
But
win.
I've also had an 0-5 day. So I've had a
Yeah,
little bit.
but,
That's
I mean-
what I'm worried about tonight. Speaking of, and we don't have the standings up. College basketball, you're very good.
I've been trying to tell people.
NBA basketball, I'm very good. Hockey, you're very good, Smitty.
At times.
I'm gonna admit something. I've watched one NBA game this year.
I haven't. I
Couldn't care
I kind of
less.
can't.
And the Knicks stink
It's been
too, so
kind
it's
of
like I don't
it's
even want
been-
to watch.
to me, it's a chalky year, and to me, it's just a little gambling advice. I am only betting line movements on NBA, and it has really been profitable. So
Yeah?
if
What do you mean chalky? Like the Suns?
No, I guess
Warriors.
Warriors are
Warriors
Warriors
are
are
catching
18-2.
like
They're
crazy.
18-2.
Is Clay back yet?
No.
No,
He's practicing though.
No.
Steph Curry is the best player in the world.
Yeah.
I think they've,
Yeah, they're gonna be
I
scary.
think they've cashed the last 6 or 7 in a row against the spread.
He's got to be like minus 200 for MVP.
Yeah, well, I don't think like there's been even when he won the MVP before, LeBron was still at the top of his game. Right now, there is no question Steph Curry is the best basketball player.
They were favored against the Sixers by 10.5. The Sixers got up by like 20 in the second quarter, and people were like, "Oh my God, like this shouldn't be happening." The Warriors still won by 20.
I forgot who they played yesterday, but they were it was at the half it was still a game, and
I
the
think it was
second
the
half
Nets.
they just blitzed them, just waxed them.
Clippers had the Clippers.
Yeah, it was at the Clippers at the 3:30 game on ABC. More NFL football. Then we're going to talk the major developments in college football.
Do you want to do NFL first?
You want to do college first? Let's do college first. It was a bigger weekend for college football. To me, this was a
sure.
it was a
Rivalry
mediocre
weekend.
weekend. It was a mediocre
I
weekend
didn't think
in
much
NFL.
really
Patriots.
jumped out NFL-wise.
The
Patriots.
Patriots are the only thing that jumps out.
Yeah, I mean,
Packers.
So let's talk college football.
Packers
Packers.
definitely jump out.
Number one, this is going to be sad for you for a second, but then we'll get to Lincoln Riley. I mean, Saturday was about Michigan. It was about Michigan and Harbaugh and a coach that could have been fired along the way. They were patient with him, and they showed up, and this was a win for power football. Like, Ohio State has the best receivers in the country. They have the best skill position players in the country, but in the middle of that football field, they just got fucking gutted, and Michigan now is going to probably make the playoff.
They couldn't go deep. They could not take vertical shots.
Yeah, because you
They
didn't have time. Yeah.
Yeah, because Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're saying what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. But I said to Evan, like, are we going to take a fucking shot here? Couldn't do it. Couldn't take a
We
shot.
finally hit the one like late to Olave, but I mean, when you can't stop the run, you can't win. Like it was that we couldn't stop the run. I really I said to Dave earlier when he gave me his little spiel. I really wasn't nervous. I wasn't worried. Like even at halftime, I did the video. I said like I legitimately like was not worried. I was like, we're gonna get the ball at half, we're gonna score. I can't fathom why we just ran the ball 3 times. Like that was shocking. We ran the ball the first 2 plays. It was like 3rd and 2. I'm like, all right, like we're gonna throw the ball here. We're gonna pick up first down. We're gonna move the chains, keep it rolling.
First 5
Run
minutes.
the ball again, get stuffed.
It wasn't even like a good running play. It was the most predictable running play in the world.
I just could not believe that coming out of half down 1, like that was what we were. All right, like we're about to fuck them up with this.
First 5 minutes of the game, first 5 minutes of the second half, that was the ball game.
Once
Michigan got the ball
when
first,
we
they went down your
punted,
throat. Yeah.
and then they scored in like 3 or 4 plays. I was like, that's the first. Dan kept asking me, he said, "Are you nervous?" Like he was like, "No, nervous, no, nervous, no." They scored that quick touchdown, 21-13. I was like, okay, I'm nervous now.
Because even at the
Now I'm
half,
nervous.
you're like,
And that was a
you
three-play-
played like shit. You're down 1.
That's
Like,
why.
all right,
That's why I was like,
we'll
we
just
get the ball
figure
at
it
half.
out.
We're down 1, and see, we moved the ball a ton. Like, I mean, Stroud threw for 394 yards. Like, he wasn't the reason we lost.
No,
The
definitely
receivers
not.
weren't the reason we lost. The defense, and specifically the defensive line, was the reason we lost.
I mean,
Period.
both y'all's losses were because of run day. Oregon
We-
and Michigan.
No, we got exposed. Both those games we got exposed. They just ran down our throats. We had absolutely no answer for it. That's what it was. Like the weather played for them for sure, but I don't think it really mattered at the end of the day. They just beat us up.
I think the happiest team in the world has to be Georgia because I think they match up so much better with Michigan than they
Well,
did.
They,
with
they
so-
want to do what Michigan does, just better.
Right.
Real quick, because they're not going to lose. But I always like the hypotheticals, and they are muddy waters.
Right.
And we'll get to the coaching change. It'll take 2 minutes. What do you do if Michigan loses?
Well, if only one of
Chaos.
these teams loses, I think Notre Dame just slides in and
Yeah,
is not that big of
All
a
right.
deal.
What about
If two of them lose,
Georgia, Michigan? Georgia wins, obviously. Michigan.
State.
Let's say Cincy wins, and you're holding Notre Dame or Oklahoma State. Who are you putting in?
Oklahoma State,
Oklahoma State, I
easily.
don't even think
I
it's a
don't
thought.
see.
That's not even a
But
question.
they win their conference. and
Here's
now
the thing.
What's the talk about?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's Oklahoma State. I don't think the committee will put Oklahoma State in above
I don't
Notre
know.
Dame.
Where are
and
you coming with that? Like, they will play this weekend. They'll get a win over
I
a
know,
top 15 team.
I know. I'm just worried about the big name shit.
No.
right.
I think.
I'm not.
Listen, I'm 100% Oklahoma State's camp. I just get a little worried with that Notre Dame back in the playoff again.
So Alabama 2-loss has no chance.
I don't think they have a chance.
Even if it's a
with chaos,
it's close?
chaos, they have a chance.
They just
okay.
beat Auburn.
They need
Yeah.
like Cincy to
But
lose
I
or
think they would be
something like that.
behind. I think they would be behind Ohio State in the two-loss club.
even if they lose by like a last-second field goal, like
If they lost in a close fashion, it would help their case. I don't see that scenario
It
unfolding.
just comes down again to me, and I know the SEC is good, but like, what do you say when you put in a 2-loss Alabama who didn't win their conference,
Right.
ahead of Oklahoma State who did, Cincy who did?
Well, I don't think there's any
Yeah, I don't
world
think they
Alabama
would.
goes over Oklahoma State or Cincy.
If they win, yes.
Alabama's
Cincy's
only
gotta
hope
win.
if they're 2-loss is to go in over pure chaos. You need Oklahoma State to lose. You need
who's Cincy? Houston?
Houston.
Is that the
That
most?
game's, the game's
Scary
at,
game.
the game's at
11.5
Cincinnati, though.
Oh, it is.
It's a real home game.
It's a real home game.
11 and a half
That's
point
why it's
favorites.
10.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 11 and a half. I'd seen.
It's a real home game.
Now,
I still think that's one of the most disrespectful championship game lines in all of history. Maybe because I love Houston, but 10 and a
Cincy's
half.
been rolling though. Like since he had that moment that month where they
11?
struggled.
Yeah, see,
but
I
they
almost
killed SMU.
I
They
kinda-
killed ECU.
I kind of like Cincy 'cause I
SMU's
feel like
checked out,
everyone
though.
wants to jump in.
SMU's checked out with
SMU wasn't checked out when they played Cincy.
Well, Dykes,
when SMU
Dykes was
lost,
going to TCU.
I said it. When SMU lost to Houston, they were checked out.
I just think Dykes was going to TCU already.
Yeah, so do I.
You don't think that the Georgia Alabama was going to be higher? I thought it was going to be higher.
6.5. That seems
I mean,
about
it's-
right.
I know
Bama-
it's a good amount,
Bama-
but I
it-
still thought
I mean,
after
Bama-
Auburn like losing to barely beating their backup quarterback,
I think
who
by
was hurt,
kickoff
was
it's going to
like-
be 9 or 10. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one in here not counting Alabama out here. I don't
I'm
know.
not. No,
I
I'm
would
not.
say Alabama's an underdog.
I'm betting
I-
Alabama.
yeah,
First time they're an underdog since 2015.
If that number
Yeah.
gets above 7, I think I would take Bama.
My problem with that is when will people believe Alabama what they're showing you? They've tried to show you all year they're not very good. They beat Florida by 2. Florida sucks. They beat LSU by 6. LSU
Arkansas.
sucks. Beat Arkansas. Arkansas's not bad. Beat Arkansas by 6. And they just beat the worst Auburn team in a decade. They got lucky to beat them when Auburn didn't go out of bounds. They should have lost that game. They beat them in 4 overtimes. Alabama's not that good.
I think
No.
it was more just what I saw in that last drive without Jamison Williams. It just gave me that little like I like Bryce Young. I think I'm like in on Bryce Young now.
I am too.
Rika,
He's
He was-
really
Rika,
good.
Yes,
your flashlight's on.
on.
Sorry, boys.
I'm in
That
on him
dude's a
because
smooth
he
operator.
promos.
he was not phased at all
That dude
when they were down
is a
down
smooth
7.
operator.
But
That
I
was
do
great.
have who is the best offense that Georgia has faced? Tennessee.
Probably Tennessee.
Bama's way better.
And Bama's way better. That's where I'm like, and I know Georgia has done nothing wrong. They have beaten everybody by 40. Like, I'm not doubting them. I know they're the best team in the country.
Right.
But this is their first test on the offense that
But
is
if-
better.
Alabama went scoreless for 3 quarters against Auburn.
That scared me.
Alabama couldn't block Auburn. Alabama's about to play a defense that's about 10 times better than Auburn's. They've got 4 common opponents. They both killed Tennessee. Georgia beat Arkansas by 37. Alabama beat them by 6. Georgia beat Florida by 34. Alabama beat them by 2 on a 2-point conversion. Georgia beat Auburn 34-10 in Auburn. Alabama needed 4 overtimes.
All I'm gonna say is you could have did the same thing with Ohio State and Michigan this week.
I don't think you could have. Like, they both kind of struggled with
No, but
Nebraska.
they beat Rutgers 20-13. We beat them by like 1 million.
Yeah.
There was
Michigan State.
Michigan State for sure.
Yeah, Michigan State, same thing. Indiana.
No, Michigan didn't struggle with Indiana, did they?
What did they play against Indiana?
I don't-
Did they beat up? I feel like Indiana was.
I think they handled them pretty
I think we
with
definitely
ease.
beat them by more. But I'm saying there's game like you could do that with teams like that. Doesn't just mean they're gonna blow 'em out.
Georgia hadn't had to play a close game yet. Like if it's like close lingering around to the 3rd or 4th, that part is what I think could be interesting. And also Georgia's quarterback play, if it's close, I think could be
I
interesting.
think Stetson Bennett's fine. Like TJ Finley just took Alabama to overtime. TJ Finley's awful.
No, yeah, that was
also
that
was
was the
on- he was on
defense.
one
that did
leg.
that. No, that was the defense that took them to OT.
Yeah, but Georgia's defense is.
No, I think it's got to be a lower scoring Bama Georgia game. Bama's defense.
I
has
like
got to
the
play.
under.
Bama's going to have to play their hearts out on D to stay in it. But I could see that.
Bama's going to figure out a way to win this game and fuck up the whole thing.
Well, I don't even think they'd fuck up the whole thing. They would just.
They
Now
just
that
squeeze
Ohio
out
State-
Cincinnati.
Yeah, they would
that
just squeeze out
Ohio
Cincy
St-
essentially.
Now that Ohio State's out, it's not chalk.
No,
All right, so I said this. We've been going years of the 7-on-7. How much fun would a playoff be of Georgia, Michigan, Oklahoma State,
Ole
and
Miss
Cincy?
and Ole Miss maybe. We're 8 right now.
No, come on. You guys won the game, but fuck, come
People
on.
say I insert myself into things.
Come on,
I
you
love
gotta
you.
be-
That is a
You're right.
wild take.
This was a season.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
After
10-2.
years and years and years of LSU throwing that offense, 2019, last year Alabama's offense, and just putting up points.
Clemson's teams.
Defense and hard-nosed football fought back this
Yeah.
year. Georgia with defense, Michigan with defense, Oklahoma State with defense, Cincinnati with defense. All 4 plaoff teams could be defense.
but
first.
it would be a lot more.
No elite quarterbacks this year is why too.
But it would be a lot more fun if it wouldn't be Georgia just steamrolling everybody in the playoff.
I think if you're in defensive battles, it can get ugly. Don't get me wrong, Georgia's a favorite to win it.
I think Georgia, Ohio State would have been the best national
But at
title
least
game.
similar styles. Whatever. Maybe
But you
it's
can't
maybe it's
say
opposite because
that,
you can't
though.
win their similar style against Georgia.
Because of what
They do it
Ohio
better than
State
everything.
threw up
Exactly.
against Michigan.
Well,
I know you
the only
mean.
reason I say it is because
neutral, too.
It is because great offense versus great defense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's just like because I think we all thought that, but then it's just like, what the fuck happened?
All right, transitioning. So, in college football, we just had the biggest coaching move maybe ever when you consider going from team to team. Like Saban left Miami Dolphins and went to Alabama. Urban Meyer went from retired to playing or going to Ohio State. Lincoln Riley was at Oklahoma, a top 10 job without doubt, and is now going to USC and just did it in the middle of the fucking night. Just woke up and said, "Fuck, I'm going to USC."
Well, Bear Bryant went from the Junction Boys to Alabama.
Okay, Smitty. All right. Thank you for dropping in that 1955 bit of information.
a big move.
I guess that happened. Modern college football started in 1970. Nothing before then matters. So this is one of the biggest moves of all time, and USC is immediately, if not back, they're interesting again.
You said it like you think Lincoln Riley's like afraid of the SEC? I just think it's a better career path.
No, that's a fun Twitter. That's a fun tweet that he's
I
afraid
got
of the
you.
SEC.
But like if you look at if someone was advising you in that job, where do you have the best chance of winning a national championship? In the SEC where it's fucking murderers
Right.
row? Or you go out to USC, save them, bring them back, be the coolest guy in town, and the Pac-12 has sucked for like 7-8 years?
Since USC was good.
Yeah. Well,
I guess Chip Kelly,
Oregon
Oregon.
had those runs. They made a championship game and
Two
made a
championship
play.
games.
Yeah.
They did make 2.
Auburn and
I
Ohio
thought they got
State.
knocked out in a playoff for some reason. They made a BCS and then
Yeah.
got it. So it's wide open to me. Just go to USC and win,
Yeah, and here's the thing.
especially with NIL now.
On the long play, Oklahoma all of a sudden is going to the SEC, and it might have cost them their best coach. It might have cost them their program. Like he's taking recruits. He's probably going to take their quarterback, Caleb Williams. Oklahoma going to the SEC might have sped this up.
You think Williams going to go with them and
I think-
Rattler stays?
Rattler's a non-issue. He's not a very good quarterback. So whoever the next coach is will probably bring
I
his
don't
own
know.
quarterback.
I don't know. You can't write him off that bad.
I think he can. He was very bad. I think Caleb Williams probably goes unless Lincoln Riley looks at Jackson Dart at USC, who's a young guy and
Looks
very,
good.
very good. He might just say, I'm going to roll with Jackson Dart, and then Caleb Williams will be like a free agent.
Do you think there's any truth to Kingsbury?
No.
That was just agent. Kingsbury's only got a year left on his Arizona deal. That was just agent. Let's float this on Twitter, whatever, to try to get money
Get
out
that
of
big
Arizona.
extension, yeah.
He ain't leaving Kyler Murray.
So, I mean, USC, like Lincoln Riley was at a very easy place to make the playoff. Oklahoma did not have much competition in that conference. They had Texas as the only other conference that can recruit with them, and Texas has been god awful. So he hasn't produced a national title in an easy spot. Now he goes to USC, which is also going to be an easy spot for him, especially if he can recruit, and he can. It's going to be interesting to see if he's actually that level of coach.
Hot take, I don't think this is a football move. I think this is a life move.
Yeah, it probably is a life
38
move.
too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude, he's already a god in Oklahoma.
He's gonna live a
essentially,
good life,
as the head coach
Well,
of Oklahoma.
was a god.
You can be a god
Now
in
he's dead to them.
I know, but you can be a god in USC in like the godliest land.
He was just sitting there. They have the best job opening for 6 weeks, and they're just sitting there not doing a fucking thing.
Well, they
Florida's hiring a coach.
supposedly offered Raleigh 12 to 14 million allegedly, but you never know
Do
what.
we
to
know
play
what Lincoln Riley got from USC? I don't know. That we do.
I don't
I
know.
would assume it's got to be like 10 at least.
Yeah.
When's Jimbo Fisher gonna get some fucking flack?
I think he's got to start getting it now. He went 8-4.
That's
Just
an
they beat out.
awful
You can just
season.
be like, I beat Alabama.
But yeah, but like
That
that's
was a
like
horrible loss at LSU.
8-4,
I
man.
saw it coming.
8-4.
They are paying him way too much money to go 8-4.
the highest.
Someone-
one of the highest
He went
paid coaches
11-1
in the country.
last year.
I saw
though.
someone
I
post
know,
so
but-
his first like whatever amount of seasons he's been there.
34. Oh yeah, go ahead.
The Sumlin thing, the comparison to Sumlin won more games
Yeah.
in his tenure.
No,
way,
I think, I
way
think
less
there's
money.
so
Or the same amount. It was like
the
more.
first 4 years they both have 34 wins.
Crazy.
And they were talking like he was like the biggest loser, like failure.
and someone has more wins over ranked opponents.
That too. I think it was significant too.
Yeah, like 5
Well, they
to
beat
5 to
Bama.
1 or something like that. Yeah,
LSU should hire Coach O back.
I think I think they're going to hire Dave Aranda from Baylor.
The thing is, if LSU hadn't hired anyone yet, you got to think it's someone that's still playing. You know, if it was like Lane Kiffin or Riley.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like Riley's still playing.
I mean, I'm talking about conference championship game because people.
Okay, conference
yeah, that's
championship.
what
Okay,
what I meant. Brandon was conference
Because right now
championship.
there's
You're right,
technically
you're
a
right.
3-week layoff. Everyone's on a 3-week
Yeah,
bye.
That's
right.
right. Aranda would make sense. Obviously,
Because
Baylor's
Baylor
got-
has a game this
that
week.
Big 12
And the other
championship.
thing with LSU, whoever they hire is going to be viewed against Napier, Florida, forever. Because that Napier being in their backyard, there's a lot of people that wanted Napier. Whoever they hire is going to that LSU Florida is going to be how they're judged.
I just am still surprised. Like Dan Mullen won like 33 games his first 3 years at Florida, then it fell apart this year. They fired Dan Mullen, a proven guy who got the SEC championship game, to hire a guy who might work and might not. Billy Napier.
It was weird to me. I feel like people didn't talk about it a lot. Like it was a bad season, but that was a quick hook on Mullen.
They bailed
Look,
quick.
really quick.
Yeah.
That was
Like
a
they
little
were
too
great.
fast.
They were great last year.
Yeah.
Made 3 BCS, 3 New Year's Six balls in a row.
They almost beat Bama in that SEC
46 to
championship game
40 they
last
lost
year.
last year. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was, I get it was a really awful, horrendous season, but that was a really quick hook on a guy.
and he
like
could have
that.
developed Richardson easily,
Really
like Brandon
quick
was
hook.
saying all year. That-
Shockingly quick hook.
Yeah.
Even to fire him in the middle of the season too, like that.
So they USC steals the headlines. USC is probably going to win the hiring season, but Oklahoma is just sitting there now. Like Oklahoma is a team, a program that has been near the top of the college football mountain at least since 2000 when they came back, when they won the national title 13-2 over Florida State. They faced nothing embarrassing in that entire stretch. Now all of a sudden their coach has spurned them. It's a bad look. It's
Really.
like you're
Especially
a great
when you're
program.
about to go to the SEC.
You're about to go to the SEC. You don't have a coach. You don't have a future all of a sudden, and you're going to a tougher conference. And Oklahoma chose they had one of the best spots in college football. They were the tentpole of a conference, and nobody in their conference could recruit with them, and they gave it up. And it might bite them in the fucking ass.
Maybe because I like him, but is the winner of this Gundy? So how old is Gundy? 60?
No, I don't think he's 60.
Uneven.
No, because I'm a man. I'm 40. It was what 12 years ago, something like that.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
he's about 52.
All right,
52,
so let's say he's
That's good math.
52 to 55, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to
54.
the SEC, and yeah, that sells the recruits in Oklahoma, but Oklahoma's still a hotbed for talent, correct?
And you're still sitting on top of Texas.
Oklahoma's like it's more. They recruit Texas more.
Yeah.
Okay, but what I meant was you can be the kings of the Big 12 now.
Yes.
Like, so we talked about Lincoln Riley going to
Oklahoma
USC.
State can own that conference.
Own the conference.
Yeah.
Aranda at Baylor's got the same debate.
If he leaves, I mean, but Gundy now is kind of sitting on.
Hell, and Matt Campbell might be about to leave Iowa State to go to Washington. So and TCU hired Sonny Dykes, which is fine.
Now
but-
you're going to be playing an uphill battle with the playoff. They're going to treat you like the American, and you're going to be the fourth or
What's
depending on the
interesting about that
ACC.
is, though,
You're going to be lower in the Power Five, but
what's
you can
interesting
win every
about
year.
that is the Big 12 going forward. They got Oklahoma State, who could make the playoff this year. They're going to have Cincinnati, who could make the playoff this year. They got BYU, who's like right outside
Right.
the fucking top 10.
10.
BYU went 5-0 against Pac-12 this year, by the way.
crazy. They should just be in the Pac-12.
Does
Why are they
Oklahoma,
independent?
does Oklahoma go
They're
after?
not anymore. They're in the Big
Do
12.
they go after Mark Stoops?
They're
y'all
going to the
think?
Big 12 now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought so.
Yeah.
They
Y'all
should
think-
be in the Pac-12 though. That's
Brandon, do you think Oklahoma goes after
It doesn't
Mark
work.
Stoops?
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Politically, BYU is a religious
Got it.
California's West Coast. I mean,
Got it.
it would never ever work.
Got it.
Go
Duke's,
ahead.
Duke's
I said,
number one.
I said Oklahoma Mark Stoops, Brandon.
You go from Lincoln Riley to Mark
I don't
Stoops.
know.
I mean, Mark Stoops is fine.
Look, I'm putting this out to the universe. If there's karma, Oklahoma grabs Heupel from Tennessee and Tennessee loses another one and done. That would be one of the funniest
I know
things.
where
That would be so funny.
I know who I'd be looking at if I was Oklahoma.
Lane.
Yeah. I mean, the guy, he went 10-2 at Ole Miss in 2 years. I mean, he's in line for a big job. He might not take it, but I'd certainly give him a look. And
Are
that's
you
not
worried
just-
about? You worried about Lane leaving?
Oh, I thought you were asking me. Of
No,
course I'm
I mean,
worried about-
of course, yeah, of course, but I don't. It's not going to be LSU. It would already been that,
Okay.
and so the Miami one's the one I'd worry about if it comes open. But they still don't have an AD, and Diaz finished strong this year.
But even so, can Lane Kifflin be successful at that big time level when he's proven that he can't be?
I think he's evolved.
Okay.
What he did the last 2 years has been impressive. I think he deserves a shot.
Okay.
If nothing more. I mean, if you're giving Billy Napier a shot at Florida, absolutely, Lane Kiffin deserves a shot at an Oklahoma.
10-2 at Ole Miss is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's no joke.
Here's a quick thought too: is it turning into the Power 2? Is it the SEC and the Big Ten and then everybody else?
I don't think so because Clemson had their moment. They were down this year. They still finished 9-3.
Clemson's not bad. I don't know. I
They
thought
turned
like
around,
they
yeah.
turned it around.
Feels like
Like,
they lost
defense
6
is
games.
their
I saw
defense
they
is
were
nasty.
ranked again. I'm like, oh shit.
But
Clemson's
no,
back.
what I meant though is if Clemson doesn't win,
Yeah.
or it used to be when the Big 12, like if Oklahoma State's an outlier, but if Oklahoma didn't win, if Oregon didn't win,
Right.
if Clemson didn't win, those conferences were like uphill bat. Like
I think
nobody
theoretically it could be the Power 2, but with Lincoln now going to USC, he resuscitates them. The
Bottom of
Pac-12
that-
goes as USC goes.
fair. Bottom of that conference is still like really bad.
I know, but if
All right.
let's say Washington,
just saying.
let's say Washington, who's open, hires a good coach. All of a sudden, if you can get Washington going a little bit, Oregon's going,
Utah's
going, USC's
All
going. I think
It's been a while of that, yeah.
But I think you've got a good foundation. You got a better foundation than the Big 12 does. Fantastic. Good stuff. College football.
If you didn't show me the records and just told me what people were saying about Clemson, I think they have 5 wins.
we just absolutely threw them
Just
out.
like, just because they lost 2 games early.
Not only did they
fuck
finish
'em.
9-3, they finished 9-3 with a loss to Georgia, a neutral site loss, an overtime loss on the road to NC State, who ended up winning 9 games or 10 games, and a road loss to Pitt, who ended up winning 10 games.
Yeah, it's
so Clemson
just-
wasn't
Yeah, the
bad.
ACC is
Their
kind of
defense is
respectable
awesome.
this year. NC State was good. Pitt's good.
The
Wake's
offense
okay.
turned around the end of the year.
you just didn't think they were respectable because
Of course,
like
yeah.
Clemson fell
Well,
off.
Clemson
well, it
was
was
yeah.
their
minus
offense also
835 to win the conference.
Yeah.
Like you can't.
their offense also the first half of the year just looked so disgustingly inept, like just
Who's in that championship?
putrid.
Wake
Pitt,
and Pitt.
Wake Forest.
What's that
I
over
wonder
under's
what-
got to
I
be
wonder what their
72, I
odds
think.
were
It's gotta be a
before the
ton.
season.
There were rumors Pitt, I think, was as high as like 66-1.
Oh my god.
What if I told you before the season that Ohio State, Clemson, Oklahoma, Alabama,
Wouldn't be in the playoff?
no conference championships between those 4?
I would,
At least-
you probably wouldn't.
Now
have-
Alabama still got a chance, of
You
course.
honestly probably wouldn't have a college football show if you said that.
Right.
It's good for football. It's good for college football though.
Rico, can you please announce to everybody, by the way, too, that you did cash out of your Oregon national
Yeah,
championship?
cashed out of my Oregon basketball future. I will get back in.
November
Wipe it.
27th.
I will get back in at a better price, but for right now, I am out on Oregon.
He's mad about the $10,000 thing.
Why?
He mentioned he was going to pop in here.
It's kind of a sham.
It wasn't a
It
sham.
was a big sham. Well, it was a sham. We got to call it.
It was a give me $10,000.
And nobody else.
I didn't come up with the fucking thing.
You better report that shit.
Oh, I didn't get it. I didn't get it in cash. It's bonus cash.
All right, you want to do the NFL?
Are you hosting? You got the
I'm
bat.
transitioning.
You got the bat.
I'm playing middle. You watch
Do the
Kurt?
segue. You got
I'm
the
playing
bat.
middle. NFL. Patriots.
Patriots are
Packers.
fucking good. All right, here's my top 5 NFL teams. React to it. Number 1, Cardinals. They're still 9-2, and they really only lost when Kyler was hurt.
Yeah, but have they?
2 Packers, 3 Bucks, 4 Patriots, 5 Chiefs/Ravens, and then teams that just probably should. Bills question mark, Titans question mark, Cowboys question mark, Rams question mark.
Titans got to be way farther down than that right now.
Titans are so
Derrick
beaten
Henry
up.
and AJ Brown.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Number 1, Cardinals.
Fine.
Number 2, Packers.
Fine.
3 Bucks,
I'm not sold on
4
them.
Patriots.
Not sold on.
I think Patriots are above the Bucks.
Okay,
right
that's
now.
why I'm putting it out there.
Because the Bucks barely they just don't look as dominant as they usually do. Brady looks fine, but he doesn't look like himself. And
Kind of looks like they did
Pretty
last
good
year,
game.
though. Like,
Pretty
just-
good game on the road
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna-
They
They
kind of look like they do last year.
Yeah, and Antonio Brown's
Take off.
I just
Antonio
think-
Brown's coming back too. That's gonna.
I just think right now, I just think Patriots are a better team right now than them. I can't believe I'm saying that because I thought Patriots were frauds in the beginning of the year because of the teams they played.
they're at Buffalo next
Yeah.
Monday night. That's gonna be insane.
Buffalo is
Yeah.
favored 3.5.
in Buffalo or in New
in
England?
Buffalo. That's
I
gonna
guess
be
that makes
insane.
sense.
Patriots
That
win that
makes
game.
sense.
I'm a huge
That makes
believer.
sense. It's
That
a
line
pick 'em.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Give me New England with the points.
I don't. Patriots just are rolling so good.
I've been on the Patriots the last 4 or 5
Me
weeks. I've
too.
been saying it. They might be number 1.
but the
for me
Bills
right
are
now.
boom or bust. Like the Bills, you could come out and they could beat the shit out of Patriots, or they could just come out and just embarrass.
I just think the way the Patriots play, they're not defense run the ball. They're not going to get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the Chiefs have quietly got back into it too. I think they're in the mix, like the
For
top
sure.
5.
Well, that division too. They're sitting good. They're sitting
That's
pretty
where
pretty
they're
in
the
that division.
scariest when people are like kind of off of them.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when they really.
They hadn't peaked. The other thing is they hadn't peaked yet.
Oh, the
You know,
Patriots
they
are
could
the
turn
one,
it
not
around.
right?
even
They're the one,
close.
right?
What?
No, they're not the one, are they?
Patriots are the one.
I think they're above the Bills right now.
Yeah, Patriots are the number
Yeah, they're the
one.
No, what's their record?
They're 8-4.
8-4.
Yeah, the Ravens are 8-3.
Okay, half a game back.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but I mean the Ravens are
Yeah.
technically.
Oh, well,
I would
so
say
that's what it was.
division.
They shifted before last night.
I would
Yeah,
love
all
to know the
say
stat
division.
of how many teams won when their quarterback throws 4 interceptions.
It's probably not great.
It's probably like 2.
It's probably
I can't
that
believe
was.
the Browns didn't cover.
I thought this
Me neither.
weekend, outside of,
Disgusting.
I think the Bucks Colts was beautiful. I think there were some games that were a couple games that were pretty good, but it was an ugly weekend of football. Like that, Dallas Raiders was pretty entertaining the other day, but those 2 Thanksgiving games before that were or around that were ugly.
Saints things.
That was ugly as shit. The Lions Bears was ugly as shit. Last night was ugly as shit.
You see how many people watched the Cowboys game?
Yeah, a shit ton.
It's like
38 million.
Well, I think it was a lead into the Egg Bowl. I think that's why.
yeah,
It was a lead
clearly.
it was a lead into the Egg Bowl stream.
Packers Rams though, that was a hell. I mean, I can't believe Green Bay was getting 2 at home yesterday. How is that even real?
Rico,
Yeah, people are coming back
Dalvin
for the
Cook.
Packers too.
Are the Rams great?
Yo,
no,
Yeah.
I wasn't saying
They're
you-
missing Robert
If
Woods
Dalvin Cook
and
scored, I had a
Stafford's back
plus.
up.
I hit a plus 1100.
I needed the Vikings to cover. Everyone's jumping on me. It also doesn't help when Dave tweets it. I want it on record that I didn't tweet and drive. So I walked in my house, text Jerry. He said, I think Cook's hurt. And then I used Twitter as Google. I've done it for 8 years. So I tweeted out, is Cook out? And then people were like, yeah, he was carted off the field.
It is crazy.
I didn't
though.
watch
You
while I
can
was
literally
driving. I was
just
a safe
go on,
driver.
You just go on
same,
Twitter.
Same phone.
You go on
Just
Twitter
Google.
and go Dalvin Cook, and then it'll be like
Twitter's
he's out.
faster.
No, you-
He's
no, you
talking
go
about
on
Twitter.
Twitter.
You're on
search
Twitter.
bar.
And you type in Dalvin Cook.
And I'll show you all the tweets that will.
All right.
You actually tweeted more words out than just typing in Dalvin Cook and pressing enter.
Engagement with the fans.
Yeah, you use your fans as Siri.
They're reliable.
Yeah. So
I wish he gets better. I do want that on it.
Giants won.
G-Man.
Sure
Both
did.
New York teams won.
Giants defense is
Giants in
really
the mix.
Giants are in a better position if they didn't throw a couple of games away.
Feels like last year it's exactly the same season.
Nah,
They should
they
have
had a
6
shot at
wins.
the division last year, and everyone sucked. It was totally different last year.
They should have 6
The
wins.
Cowboys have the division now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not picking on you. Just meant
Oh,
it was
no,
more-
no, no,
Like
no,
last
no,
year
no.
was.
I mean, it seems like
Just
they go.
apologize to him later or not.
No, they just go 0-3. They keep going 0-3 every year. You know, It's
100%.
like, you can't.
Because they fucking they love doing it. It's fine. Danny Jones, fine.
I think the Bengals are off the mat too. The Bengals look good.
The Bengals,
I think they're good. I think they're good.
They are good.
they are. Good.
I don't think
They're a playoff team.
They're going to be
They're
they're going to be a contender for like the next 5
Everybody
years.
is in the mix.
And
I think the
Everyone is in the
Steelers
mix.
really
young.
stink though.
Steelers-
I think they're
Oh,
really
Steelers
bad.
are. Yeah.
Burrow's the best quarterback in that division. Not even a thought. I remember that was a real discussion at the beginning of this year.
I still think Lamar's
right. I mean, he had a
that's
terrible
a-
game
have him.
yesterday.
That's a,
Have 'em.
that's a discussion.
Have them.
I mean, that's a discussion.
You
Yeah.
can't say
Sure.
Lamar Jackson's not a discussion.
Yeah, he shushed him.
I'm just
he
saying-
shushed Lamar.
I just think the thought.
outta here.
And it doesn't even matter. I'm saying this before the 4 interception game last night. I think to take Lamar Jackson over Burrow for like your future, I think you'd be nuts.
Hey, Burrow. I
I
mean,
prefer
this is how complete the Bengals are. Burrow only had like 180 yards.
Yeah, but
passing.
they're running the ball. They got a lot of
Mixon's
underrated
tearing
guys.
it up.
Their
200
defense,
yards.
Yeah.
defense, Mike Hilton and Hendrickson, and they got a bunch of like underrated veterans that are playing well on D too.
You just think I'm the only one that would notice that. You're just gonna say the Ole Miss
We
guy
had the pick
first.
6 against this whole team.
Say the
yesterday.
Ole Miss guy
Yeah,
first.
but he had a
He's
pick
not even
six-
that good of a player
But he
on
had
the
a pick
team.
6 against this whole team yesterday, and then the whole Saint for a second. You know, whatever.
You're all about your guys.
Hell yeah, I am.
Can I
Right,
actually-
damn right I am.
I'm sorry, Rico. I don't want to bring this up, but I know the viewers want to know. You're not at a desk today?
No,
You're locked away?
I'm moving around.
Are you gonna carry
Can't
the?
interact.
What if-
Violates my morals.
If he walks up to you, you're gonna hit him with the bat.
I don't think you'll hit him with the bat.
He's carrying a baseball bat.
Yeah, he's not going to hit him with it. He's
Trying to
smaller
keep
than
the
that.
Just
Yeah,
use
you
it
do
to
the
keep
show.
distance.
I told you I think better.
You've never had the. You just now started with the bat.
What was
Your vibes have affected mine.
Slim Cooper doing today? Couldn't come in?
Finance meetings.
That's a guy who I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen him in action.
I've seen him in action.
He'll crack
You
some
should-
skulls.
You should have him around.
Speaking of finance meetings.
Putting that dude's head off one of these fucking
Can
cement
you
poles.
imagine Slim Cooper in a finance
What kind of
meeting?
finance meeting is Slim Cooper in?
He's a smart guy.
Nadu tweeted out he'd need more than a bat with me.
What's he saying?
Oh, you're not using
I don't
headphones.
even have headphones.
Nadu tweeted it. TJ just said that Nadu tweeted out he'd need more than a bat with me.
Fair.
Oh wow, okay.
You're giving him a lot of credit.
That was interesting.
I love how
What Nadu tweeted out his name? He tweeted out your name.
I do love how Nadu like he always like makes fun of Jerry being like Jerry thinks he's tough. It's like literally what he does is that like he thinks that he's tough from Lancaster,
I
Pennsylvania.
don't know why he's not here. When's
Well,
he
because
coming?
that'd be smart.
Yeah,
That would be smart to be here.
you got access to here. Get in here.
It would be smart to be here.
I like how you have no beef with him, but you do kind of vocalize the beef for everybody else.
You're in Jerry's corner, though.
I'm in Jerry's corner, and I mean
I would say
Nadu.
Marty has beef with him.
Nadu just comes after me for a lot when he apologizes 6 times. And
But
then,
Nadu does the same thing to you and Ev. That he will just absolutely dog you and then say, "Oh, I got no problem with those guys."
Yeah, and that's why I don't like those.
That's me and
people.
they do had or whatever. I'm over like talking about it.
But that's also like the 4th time
is.
this has happened to.
like when we had the little thing in the summer, whatever. To me, I was like, I don't care what he. Like,
Also,
I'm good.
Mine's more. I'm in the Pike game. Right
Yeah, he's in the fight game with him. I haven't had any involvement.
that
in
thing's coming up.
It is
It's next
December
Friday.
10th, December
Next
10th.
Friday. I'm leaving. I'm leaving next Wednesday.
You're gonna be there for 3 days.
Well, the weigh-ins. I don't know. I told Jerry wanted to get there Wednesday. I don't know.
What are you gonna do in West Virginia on Wednesday?
And we're just gonna film
to
shit.
get
I
acclimated
guess.
to
I
the
don't
West
know.
Virginia air.
Well, you can't. It takes like 10 hours to get there because there's no direct flights.
You're driving?
No, we should drive. I would love to.
It
drive
probably would.
there.
Probably like
That's what
probably
one
like 5 hours.
that's what one employee
It'll
did.
fuck up your body.
Who drove?
Drive. It'd only be like
We're not
5
allowed to talk
hours.
about
You
that.
sit and
Oh.
you fucking like.
But I mean, you're on a plane. You're gonna be on a plane for like the process will be almost as long.
All right,
Yes.
all right. So y'all want to do picks, and then we'll get to anything that we got to clean up. But so I guess I'll go first because I caught Smitty yesterday. Smitty kind of caught me too. I went 6-0. He lost 3 units. 8-hour drive.
Yeah, 8 hours.
That's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad.
That sucks. That's
Surprise! I thought it'd be shorter.
a long drive.
That is long.
10 with the time
You can do
difference.
Longer than I thought.
It's a day trip.
10 with what?
The time difference. Do the picks.
So, but it is a race between me and Smitty. I tell you,
Everyone's in there. Mush is in
No,
there.
I'm the worst gambler of all
I'll tell you
time.
who's not in a
I'll
race.
tell you who's not in the race.
What's wrong with you?
Bro,
Dude, I
it's-
didn't even think I did that bad this weekend. I didn't do that bad.
He
Football.
sent out a very depressing tweet. He said he deserves to be put in front of a firing squad.
Oh, for gamble, yeah. I got him down 65 units the last 2 months. You couldn't even do that if you tried.
What would my record be if I didn't do 4 to scores and pick
Dude, I'm
sixes?
literally like, it's like you could just throw shit at the wall and do. Way
I
better
told
outcome.
you guys, the new people getting hired has helped me so much.
You hadn't been that bad. You hadn't been that bad.
I think I'm realizing that I have never been that bad. I think it's just that
Smitty-
here's some bad.
No, you've been doing good. You've been
Smitty
doing fine.
led
You've been winning.
led this
Yeah.
race by 18 units on November 20th. Today's November 29th.
Dude, you went 7-0 and then 6-0.
And I do. I'll give. I usually come after Smitty. I will do credit him. He doesn't cower back.
No, he doesn't.
No.
He fires. He fires.
Go for
out.
my shit.
Which
You have a high volatile style with your.
Absolutely.
It swings a lot.
All right, I got 4 NBA plays. I have nothing on the Monday Night Football game. I am not interested in the Monday Night Football game.
fucking
There's
stinks.
nothing that I just
Football
don't.
team's kind of fun.
I just don't want to play that game. I got Nuggets plus 7.5. I got Hornets plus 5.5. Hornets playing the Bulls. I like that team. They got a little juice. Mavs minus 5.5. I like Wizards minus 3.5 on the road, I believe, against the Spurs. Those are my 4 plays. And I will say it's based almost entirely on line movement. Nuggets came out at 9. It's now 7.5.
Who do they play?
It's a very good team. Oh, there wouldn't be.
You're
favored
literally
that
just
big
like,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure they haven't covered the last like.
Yeah,
7
they're
in a
not
row.
like that good.
They're not that good, but I just again,
They're based on last year's team.
I'm telling
the
you,
Nuggets getting 9?
I'm telling you,
Nuggets getting 7?
I'm
What's
telling
the
you 100%. The line moved. I'm following the line movement. That's all I'm doing.
Almost
So,
like you have a system.
it kind of is. So go ahead, Smitty.
Big Tennis Day. We will be adding more picks later. We got center up and down. I think that match is starting soon. We have Bet with Smitty Parlay. Sixers coming back tonight. I believe Joel Embiid 30 points. Tobias Harris 10 points or 20 points and a win. They're pricing it out now. But I will be adding more picks.
Marty Mush.
You guys would have been in trouble if I fucking tweeted out the benchmark parlay with Duke. I fucking forgot to tweet it out.
Idiot.
Kentucky minus 30.5. Columbia plus
Who?
It's Columbia, not Columbus.
I
I
sure
did,
about
and I did write. I actually wrote columns to TJ, so he guessed. That's on
Marty
me.
spelled it COULOMBS.
So it's Columbia plus 1.5. Virginia minus 1.5. This is an interesting game today. I think Virginia. Iowa hasn't played one. They scored 90 points, and Virginia keeps everyone to pretty much 45 besides Houston. USF plus 6.5. Texas is, I think, one of the best teams in the country, minus 21.5. Illinois minus 5 because Notre Dame stinks, and Logan Thomas has scored the first touchdown plus 1,600.
I might have to do a first touchdown, just play a little defense. Big Ev.
I'm on the football team plus 1. I basically doubled down on them because I took the advisors parlay, and the last leg of it is the football team, so I doubled down the football team. I'm on the Thunder plus 2.5, and I like Marty's thought on Virginia. I just think this is classic Iowa. They've been blowing everybody out because they played literally nobody.
Yeah.
They'll finally play an athletic team and they'll lose.
Ben Mintz.
I've got the football team as well, and I've got a money line. I've got McKissick over 27.5 receiving yards. I've got UVA with y'all, and I think Oregon finally bounces back against a bad team.
Against Montana.
Rico Bosco.
bounce back.
All right, I'm on Grand Canyon. I'm going to take Notre Dame in a desperate. Oh, it's down to 4. I hate that.
Did you see that Curbelo, Frazier's out? Like they all have the flu.
All right.
Literally everyone has the flu in Illinois.
I was going to take them. If I
Kofi.
wanted on record, I would have taken them at full strength. Notre Dame is in a desperate spot after a bad Maui run. I'm going to take Iowa. Virginia's defense has been playing great since they got killed by Houston, but the offense I'll take, and ugly I'll take Seahawks.
All right. As always, Houston starts with an H. Please start saying it.
It's gonna be such a shitty game tonight.
This was fun.
Your accent shit?
No, Monday Night Football.
Oh, it's been so bad.
All right. Rico, get your bat. That was a fun show, boys. Fun show. We'll be back tomorrow. Yak is up next.
Like the stream.